Put on the brake. What's up guys? Today I'm in a 2003 Ferrari 360 Modena. I am currently cruising down some back roads. Shifts are so brutal. This car is fitted with a Tubi exhaust, which makes it sound fantastic, as I will now downshift for you. Stock exhaust is a little quiet for most people's taste, a little underwhelming, but luckily with the Tubi exhaust that fixes everything. The Tubi exhaust is basically what this car should have sounded like from the factory. This car from the factory made about 400 horsepower, which doesn't seem like all that much nowadays, but it's still very fast. Honestly, with that sound, I could care less how fast it is. This car is a successor to the Ferrari 355, which is arguably one of the all-time great Ferraris. This car is 40% lighter and 30% stiffer than the 355, in which it replaces. Most of that is thanks to aluminum replacing steel wherever possible. Now, when we're talking about day-to-day usage, this car is not so bad, to be honest. It is quite low, and there's no lift system for it, so going over speed bumps or any kind of driveway, gotta be careful of that. Unlike some of the newer Ferraris, this is arguably the best buy in Ferrari at the moment, the 360. One, they're reliable, by Ferrari standards reliable. It's no Honda, but it is pretty reliable, pretty issue-free. You can get these cars now for anywhere between $60,000 and $90,000, which is a lot of money, but by Ferrari standards, not really. You won't lose hardly any money on this car as long as you keep it in good condition, obviously. This car feels much faster than the numbers would suggest. It really does. This car also has the black Challenge grille on the back, which makes the car look so much better from the back. It really does. Makes it look that much more aggressive, that much more exotic. So here's like,
that was definitely a car guy.
To exploit the power in this car, you really gotta wind it out past $4 grand. But that's not a problem. That is no, I'm perfectly fine with that. It's definitely going up in value, or will be very soon. It's still a very fast car. It's a very good sounding car. I reckon you could live with this car every day if you wanted to. There's actually some storage in here too. You'd be surprised. There's some door pockets. There's a few nets back there, and the interior is really quite nice. See how like stiff it is, dude? Like every little thing you hit, it's like boom boom. It does have power windows though, so
It's hilarious.
and the air conditioning works. This car is equipped with the F1 paddle shift transmission, which it is a single clutch unit, so shifts are very brutal. There is also an automatic button down here to put it in automatic mode, and it is not the smoothest thing in the world when in automatic mode, but it is possible if you would like to not shift gears yourself. But I'm in a Ferrari and I would like to shift gears myself, so thank you very much. That sound is incredible. Many people would prefer a stick. I would be included with those people. Only thing is stick shift Ferraris are very expensive. Really easy to see out of. The curves in the front of the car kind of come up a little bit, so you can place the car really easily without any troubles at all. view out the mirrors are pretty cool too, because you can see the big intakes on the side. Look really cool. This car came out in 1999 and still looks relatively modern. You know, some people will tell you that the front end is a little dated because it doesn't have, you know, LED headlights like all the other cars, all the new cars. So honestly, other than the headlights, looks pretty modern to me. This car in sport mode, these shifts become faster and the downshifts become much more responsive, as well as the suspension becoming a little bit tighter. Something that people don't understand and people don't realize and open their minds to is that this car came out in 1999 and they're comparing it to a brand new, you know, 2016, 2017 Nissan GT-R or Hellcat, and that is not fair whatsoever. That is not a fair comparison. You're talking about a car that's 17 years old now. This car is an 03, so this car is 13 years old, but this car was designed in 1999. And you're comparing it to a brand new GT-R. That's not, they're two different kinds of cars. And honestly, this car rides pretty well too for what it is. It really does ride exceptionally well. That's enough for cruising around. Let's go back to speed. Those shifts are so brutal. Let's take these back off again, look like a douche. But this car, you can use all of the power, all of the time. 0 to 100 in the new cars takes like 6 seconds. In 6 seconds, you're going to jail. And this, it's a much more modest 9 seconds, which is still pretty fast. You can still get into some serious trouble with this car. And listen to that. That never gets old. Never, ever, ever, ever gets old. One downside of owning a Ferrari, and really any exotic in that general, is that people perceive you as douchey. People think, I don't know, people just don't make any leeway for you. You have to kind of deal with the stigma and the image of owning an exotic car from other people. Usually the people who think that stuff are non-car people. Car people love and respect these cars. People just look at this car. Even for a 2003 Ferrari, still gets so many looks, thumbs up, pictures taken. And to any non-car person, they would think it's a brand new car. They honestly would. They think it's a brand new Ferrari. It's not. It's 13 years old. And honestly, this was the 488 of its time. Revving out a Ferrari is unlike anything else. It does not compare to anything else. The interior of this car is very nice, actually. It is, yes, a little dated in some areas, but looks fantastic still. The leather in here is in mint condition. This whole car is in mint condition. Usually, when you see 360s or somewhat older Ferraris, the leather will start to tug and wear out and become wrinkly, and this, not the case. The leather in here is pristine. It's still very nice materials. There's leather all over. Literally everywhere you touch is leather. Even like back here where you don't ever touch is stitched leather. These Daytona seats hold you in really well. This car corners at incredible speeds, as you would imagine. It is like a go-kart. That is the best way to describe it. It's like a go-kart. And it's fantastic. It feels fantastic. The steering's fantastic. The throttle response is fantastic. I mean, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with this car. There certainly are a few quirks, but who cares? Who cares? Wow, that is a lot of speed right there. But honestly, who cares? Perfect steering wheel in my opinion. It's the perfect driving position. It's just simple. It's just a steering wheel with the badge on it, and that's it. Only problem I can think of with this car that I know of is the sticky button problem. When left out in the sun for too long, this car, the buttons will start to melt. Like the residue on the buttons will start to melt, and then they dry up again, and then they get really sticky. So much mechanical grip. This is a hell of a car, and if you're looking for a 360, please go buy one immediately. so much fun. So much fun. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more content, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.